everyone, welcome to our channel TechFledge. From today onwards I will be starting tutorial for C++ and for C++ I will be take you to from ground 0 to the ground nth level where you can clear your placement questions and you can code accordingly. And let's start first. So for programming you need to learn some of the theories and you need to code by yourself, so there should be a balance between this theory and this implementations plan. So what happens whenever you are going for an interview, there will be some questions regarding the theoretical perspective about memory management and then page replacement and whatever you are going through. So most of the times the people don't have this idea. They can code but they cannot explain that why this is happening, and some people that they can explain the things but cannot code. So I will try to bridge the gap between this. Please be with me in this course and I will be starting this C++ from the ground zero. So for writing the C++ code I am using this Microsoft Visual Studio Code editor. There are some other code editors as well. You can search into the Google and you can find the installation steps based on your environment. So as I am using this Linux Ubuntu environment, I have set up my Visual Studio Code. Just search in Google, search in YouTube. You are just one Google search away from everything you know. So just search in Google how to install Visual Studio Code for this operating system. Suppose you might be using this Windows, Linux or Mac OS. You will get ample opportunities and ample tutorials that show you how to install this. But let's start with our first program. So for writing our program, we need an editor. I am going to edit my program size, so I need an editor, and this Visual Studio Code is that editor. So when you launch the Visual Studio Code, you will see a palette like this, and for that you should first you have to create one file from that. So you will be finding like this. By this you can create a folder, by this you can create a file. So I am going to create one file, like it is our first program. So let's say it first, then there should be extension. So like you have seen that video things have extension like .mp4, some PowerPoint presentation have .ppt, HTML files. So C++ programs has an extension like CPP. So if you create one file, you can see that this will be coming like this, and I have many extensions set up. I will create another video and show you how to make your VS Code beautiful, like whatever I am using these things. So this is my first CPP. Let me hide this panel first. So if I am writing this code, let me start with the first code. Has include, then IO stream, in closing angle, this using namespace standard, then integer main. This is our first successful programming. You even don't need this. So suppose this is actually not written, think like that. So this is the program. This is the shortest program that will execute successfully without any issues or without any error. Let me first delete these things. So this is the shortest program. So let me run this program. So I will open my terminal. I am already in that folder. So I need to first compile the program. So G++, then first.cpp. I already have it. Let's enter. So you see that this file is compiled successfully, and if you see that here it's generated one file a.out. This is the output file that can show us. This is the executable file. So we can directly run this executable file. See that. So as I don't have any instruction for this, but it was this program successfully run. So what is a program? Program is a set of instructions. Like if you want to say that let me fetch a glass of water. So what would you say? You will give a set of instructions. So if someone is very new to your house and you want to tell him that let's just fetch me and water, so you will say that go to that room in your right side and there you will find the glass jar, just pick it for me and please give it to me. So that is a set of instructions, 4 or 5 lines of instructions that will be processed by whoever you instructing, and he will go and take the water for you. So right away these things are also instructions, set of instruction. And every C++ program is just a program, is just a set of instruction, and C++ program is a high level programming language that also consists of set of instructions. So let's run our first program, hello world program. So you know that whenever you are coming to the programming, we start with the first program, hello world. So for printing the hello world, I need to add this line. Even if you don't add in the modern compilers, it will automatically add it and it will run it. I will show you, but just trust me, and let's think that I should include to print something, and using namespace standard, then semicolon, and then cout hello world. This is our first C++ program, and you can put an NL with semicolon in it. Just save the file by Ctrl S, and then you can run the program. So first, for running this program, even though it is been run, but you still need to compile it if you have changed this something. So if you again execute this a.out, it will not show any output, but if you just again you need to compile it first. So G++ and then first.cpp, you have compiled the file, it has modified this a.out, and then just run /a.out. so it is giving you the message hello world. So this is our first program. Now let's understand how this program works and what is the anatomy of this program. So let me just show you. So if you see that this is the one, this is include iostream.h, and this there is another section, this integer main, and this is using namespace standard. This is the different thing. So this is actually, this is pre-processor directive. So this is pre-processor directive. Without this you cannot, without including this IO stream, that means input output stream, it is directly responsible for running or executing this cout. Other than this, if you don't include this iostream file, this is in C++ file only, someone else have written this code for you, so that you can easily use this cout thing to just display your messages in your program. If you are starting your C++ program, you cannot right away start with writing this cout type of programs, right? So someone else has already written this cout program, and that is included in this iostream file. So what you are telling your compiler, that please include this iostream file which is responsible to run this cout, or is responsible for working this cout. Suppose it is a fan and this is a switch, so if you don't press this switch, this fan will not execute. So that's kind of thing. And this has actually, this is the pre-processing directive, means whenever you are processing this code, before that phase, so pre-processor means whenever you are processing this code, just direct your statement that before processing your code, include this iostream file that can help your cout to execute. So this is why we actually add this kind of thing. And just let me clear my screen first. And then every C++ program, or if you are using C++ program, every C++ program start with this. So whenever you are executing this program, your program is not going to start from here, from the line 1 or line 3 or something. It will directly look for a main function. So function is very much important concept. I will come to it later, but for this point you just understand this is a function, and function is written by function name and first bracket open, first bracket close, and with second bracket open, second bracket close. So by this, your entry point of this program is this, and this is telling that this is the main function, and it is starting here, and it has some instruction here, and then after executing this instruction you just check out if any other instruction is there. So this closing second braces is determining that you have executed all the instructions. Now you can leave the field. So whenever this is going to entry in this point, and it will check that okay, that we have to print something. C out means display, C out means give the output. So you have, if anything you need to display in the screen, you can say that hello world. And if you say that suppose you want to change the message, like say that I am going to change the world. Suppose if this is your message, and let me run this program again. If you compile it first, then run it, so your message is already being changed. If you see that first it was hello world, and then it is right now I am going to change the world, right? So you have changed this message. So whatever you are writing in here, whatever you are writing in here, this portion, so you need to put it in C out, and then this angle braces, and then inverted comma, inside that this message. You are free to open this endl, or you cannot even, you need not to, means it's additional, so you need to format these things. You can use this endl. I will cover it later, why endl, why /n. So let's first test it. Let me delete this endl and check what happens. Let me save my program, and then let me go to terminal, and then again let me compile it first. And if you again run this a.out, so you see that first whenever I was using this endl, so it was ending this and starting with this. But whenever you are not using this endl, my terminal is directly going to this. So what this endl do, this endl puts extra line and enter to the end of your output. And this C out determines this is the way of writing your code, this C out. And there will be C in as well. If you want to give some input, so there will be C in, and I will come to it later. Step by step we will be keeping out. But for suppose scenario, this in my initial days I was used to be very confused with this in this angle bracket. So for C in it will be like this or this. So for that I am just telling you, suppose you just imagine it as a screen. C out is in screen, and you want to put some message in it, put some message. So C out is your screen, and you want to put some message in it. So that is how you write your program. Let me again clear my screen. So you can see that this is the entry point of the program, and you can enter this program whenever is executing, starting by number 4 line, because there it is this integer main, and it is the starting point, and then you are putting some messages, hello world or something, any message you are putting it, and it is executing this. So this semicolon is very much important. This semicolon signifies the end of your instruction. So this is the instructions total line, and this semicolon determines the end of your instruction. After ending your instruction, you just go out, and this second closing second braces tells her that my block, instruction blocks, means suppose you have couple of instructions, so you start here and you end here. So how do you see that it is end? Because you are reached end of the line. So this is the second brace, and this portion is called block. So if you using second braces like this, so these portions you are getting the instruction, so it will directly enter in the instruction, then instruction 1 2 3 it will process these things, and whenever it sees this closing second bracket, it will exit from that block. We will understand what is block, how it determines what is the impact of the block in your program. And this is namespace variable, this is namespace resolutions. I will explain in detail what is the namespace resolutions and how it is executed and what is the impact of this, I will explain in detail, but just be with me. So I know that this is a heavy theory for your program, so just again let me clear my screen. So you see that my program is starting from here, and I am telling that cout execute some message. So if I again let me clear my screen, and again typing for you so that you are repeated with the program. So you had this theory, recap it, write it down to your notebook or whatever, wherever you want to do. So our cleanest C program is, first I will start with this preprocessor directive, then I will tell my program to include then first angle bracket, second angle bracket, what should it include? IO stream, right? And then I will just blindly use these things. I will tell you, I will open your eyes later point of time. So you just using namespace standard. So I am telling my program that I will be using this namespace standard, and I am ending this instruction with this semicolon. And then I told you that the most needed function, if you don't use it, it will not execute it. So integer main, then just open braces and close braces, and then cout and whatever the messages. Power programmers, and then semicolon, obviously semicolon. So if you don't put semicolon, it will evict out error. So that is the simplest starting first C++ program. I showed you how to type it, what is the point, this is block, and it's all start with here using namespace standard, and why this IOStream including this, and this is where you start in the world of programming. So thanks for your time, and that's all for today. We'll be again coming with other concepts, so I would request you to join back. Thanks for your time again.